has the right to defend itself has now become cover for Israel has the right to commit genocide right in front of our eyes. How come we never hear the words Palestine has the right to defend itself? Not when a humanitarian flotilla bringing essential supplies to Gaza is met with a military assault and the murder by Israel of 9 unarmed activists. Not when Palestinians march in peaceful protest against a legal blockade and are met again with a military assault and the murder of 300 of them. Not after the countless bombings of Gaza by Israeli forces. Not even when Israel targeted and murdered 4 little Palestinian boys playing football on a beach. And not when Palestinians were dragged from their homes and forced to watch as those homes were destroyed to allow for new illegal Israeli settlements on lands that are clearly defined in international law as part of Palestine. And not after the countless offensive attacks by Israel against the people of Gaza or the West Bank have we heard anybody in this House or any Western leader utter the words Palestine has the right to defend itself. They need the international community to tell Israel to stop the blockade, stop the apartheid, stop the annexation, to stop the genocide. And they need countries, Taoiseach, to lead the way. And Ireland should be one of those countries that leads the way. We know colonialism. We know oppression. We know...
It's not about Hamas anymore. It is not about Hamas. They can tell you it's about Hamas, but it's not about Hamas. It is basically, they have said it many times, Piers. This is a way to kind of push them into Sinai. This is not about eradicating Hamas. This ship has sailed. I am sorry, but anybody who still believes that this is about Hamas is stupid. Because
I don't agree with that.
Really?
Secret document put together by the intelligence ministry inside the Israeli government concludes that the best and final solution to the Palestinian problem in Gaza is to remove every last one of them from the area and move them into Egypt. This is from the ministry, the intelligence ministry inside Israel. So this is a government agency. They're there to give assessment and analysis. And then they give this over to the government. The government decides from there. Policy paper options for a policy regarding Gaza's civilian population. So this isn't about Hamas. This is the civilians. The state of Israel is required to bring about a significant change in the civilian reality in the Gaza Strip in light of the Hamas crimes that led to the Iron Swords War. So apparently that's what they're calling this war. Therefore, it must decide on a political objective regarding the civilian population in Gaza, the evacuation of the civilian population from Gaza to Sinai. That's it. Doesn't say anything else, like just the evacuation of the civilian population from Gaza to Egypt. All of them. The option that will yield positive long-term strategic outcomes for Israel and is an executable option. It requires determination from the political echelon in the face of international pressure, with the emphasis on harnessing the support of the United States and additional pro-Israeli countries for the endeavor. How do you move 2 million people? All of them. How do you get rid of 2 million people? And they're saying this is the option that will yield positive long-term strategic outcomes for Israel, and it's executable. Well, I'll tell you how it's executable. You bomb the crap out of them until they run to the border with Egypt, and then you push Egypt, and you use the United States to pressure Egypt into open up the gates.
Well, apparently journalists are being shown utterly horrific footage.
This comes to a very important question about credibility. Again, I'm not condoning what happened on October 7th, but I'm not a journalist. But as a journalist, wouldn't you take anything that an authority would say with a grain of salt?
Yes.
Especially if this authority have a long history of lying.
When I was a Christian Zionist, I didn't even know that I was one. I was completely ignorant to the entire ideology. I was completely ignorant to the suffering of the Palestinians. I was ignorant to the apartheid. I was ignorant to their displacement. I was ignorant to their 75-year reality. I was completely ignorant to the truth that there are Christians living in the West Bank and the Gaza Strip. All I knew is that I had to support Israel. I had to support Israel taking over the entire Holy Land, because that had to be fulfilled in order for Jesus to come back. And people might think, oh, well, this is very pro-Jew. But it's not. It's pro-government. It's pro-Israeli government. Because being a Christian Zionist also meant that I believed that Jews must convert to Christianity. So that isn't being very pro-Jew. This is very difficult to speak out about, but I am very glad that I am out of that ideology because I now see how sick and twisted and dangerous it is. I am pro-human. I am pro-Jewish human. I am pro-Palestinian human. I am pro-every human. And I believe all these wars are being used to divide us and benefit oppressors, benefit the rich, benefit people stealing resources, benefit people wanting to take oil and build canals for trade routes, and it's all garbage, and I'm not going to be a part of it. But when I was a Christian Zionist, I wouldn't have known any of this. I would have just been excited for Jesus to come and rapture me out of here, not thinking about the horror that would place on every other human on this planet. It was very selfish. Christian Zionism is rooted in selfishness.